Many were backing a third-party candidate to take on the country's two main political parties and bring change after years of stagnation, corruption and insecurity in Africa's most populous nation. Spurred on by anger over frequent strikes by university lecturers over pay, high unemployment, and the 2020 End SARS anti-police brutality protests that morphed into calls for good governance, millions of young people were first-time voters. Well, let's speak to two of them now. So we have Ayomide Fasan, who is in Abuja, where she's a university graduate. And we have Eleonora Boyo. She's a disability advocate with a disability herself. I'll start with you, Eleonora. What's your reaction to the elections and the fact that there is a dispute over who actually won?
Good morning once again. Thank you for that question. Firstly, as a Nigerian youth, now I'm talking with or without disability, as a Nigerian youth, I am disappointed because we've been planning, we had 4 years to prepare for this election. And, having these hiccups of systems not working, election results coming out late. And it's to me, I feel like we should have grown past this. We should have grown past this. And many people are just really upset. Many youth are upset. They are sharing their agitation to social media. But right now, I don't know what to feel. I feel like I'm still in shock.
Yes, Ayomide, are you in shock? Are you disappointed as well? Or maybe you're happy?
Okay, so good morning, everyone. So from my own end, I feel a bit indifferent. While on one hand, I'm sad that, okay, my desired candidate maybe did not win through, but I'm hopeful that the law will take its course, right? And at the same time, I think I find it very interesting that we're very competitive in this election. Having 3 of them leading 12 states, I think that's amazing for me. So that is where I'm not actually sad, and at the same time, I'm not so disappointed because I think we made our statement. We made it clear that we won't keep tolerating the ills that are going on in society, and by doing that, we went out boldly to cast our vote as young Nigerians. I think for me that's a win in itself for me to see that we're able to advocate and make noise around it, and even see the results, maybe rigged or not. But it's impressive to know that we even stand a chance.
And Eleonora, we're seeing this big political tussle, this competition. But for you as a young person with a disability and an advocate for disability issues, how hopeful are you that politicians will focus on your issues?
Yes, irrespective of who finally wins this election, after going to the court and coming back, and I really hope that this next government look into all the previous policies that have been signed into law, and the 5% affirmative action for persons with disability, cutting across employment, education, having accessible roads, creating more awareness among citizens, just basically following the constitution and allowing persons with disabilities have their rights, having a rights-based, inclusive Nigeria. That is something I really look forward to, irrespective of who finally emerged as the president.
Yes, and Ayomide, for you in Abuja, what are you hoping for?
Okay, for me in Abuja and by extension everywhere in Nigeria, I look forward to an enabling environment. So I see a lot of my colleagues traveling out of the country because here they feel that the system does not work for them. So I look forward, irrespective of whoever eventually wins, following the court's ruling, that we have an enabling environment where there is assurance of security of the basic amenities, and see that even whoever is leading or whoever are the leaders across the different levels of government, that we are able to hold them accountable to the promises and the manifestos that they've shared earlier. So I look forward to a Nigeria where people are happy to stay, young people are happy to stay, and they are thriving and successful regardless of whoever wins.
And despite the dispute over the elections, do you feel for you have chosen to stay in Nigeria, Ayomide? Are you optimistic about your future in Nigeria?
Well, I think I'm a bit hopeful. Yes, I am. I am quite hopeful. Maybe not too hopeful, but the percentage of hope and optimism I have, I think is enough to sustain me till the next 4 years to see if this country will really take shape and have leaders that are very accountable and actually do the work of serving the country.
Eleonora, what do you make of the fact that voter turnout was actually quite low? So, you know, there was a lot of campaigning. People talked about this election, you know, being one that's marked by youth engagement. But in the end, not a lot of people came out to vote. Why do you think that is?
Firstly, in Abuja, especially in my polling unit, there was actually a high voters turnout. Like youth, like Ayomide said, youth really came out in big numbers to come and vote to make their voice heard. Yeah. So, but if we're talking of Nigeria in general, yes, because I was in the data center collecting data for this election on the accessibility and turnout. And there were some states and polling units where there were cases of violence. So I think one thing that made, in places where there were low turnout, maybe what made it is because the fear of violence, schools even closed down, some offices closed down because everybody was just scared, like, oh, will this election be a violent one? Will it be free and fair? Will they be violent? So I'm sure many people that didn't come out probably didn't come out because of the fear of violence, but majority came out to cast their vote and, make their voice heard.
Yes, thank you very much. That's Eleonora Boyo. She's a disability advocate. And we have Ayomide Fasan in Abuja, Nigeria.